So good afternoon, everyone. How y'all doing? Oh, good. I see some waves. Yeah, hello. My name is Soraya Keating, and I am the director of the show you're about to see, A Midsummer Night's Dream. Anybody know who wrote this one? Yeah, Shakespeare. So we are blessed to have Professor Judy Green with us, who told me to tell you all that she's a retired professor at San Francisco State. Yeah, and she likes to hang around prisons. And she said to say that too. And she's one of the most amazing scholars I have ever met. Whenever I have a question, Judy has more than one answer. So thank you for bringing all your wisdom to the Shakespeare group over the years. So Judy's going to talk a little bit about the show you're going to see. And in about 10 minutes, we'll get started with the show. There'll be one brief intermission. The show's about 2 hours. We'll have about a 5-minute intermission. And hope you guys enjoy the show. So let's welcome Judy Green.
Where's the thing I put my tablet on? Gone. I will have to act. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. All right. Well, Midsummer Night's Dream. A dream can be a nightmare, as well as a dream. Midsummer Night's the longest night of the year, and this. Yes, I'd love to stand. Thank you very much. Okay. And, okay, that's wonderful. This play, Midsummer Night's Dream, Shakespeare set in Athens. And Athens is a place of nobility and reason, and it's all way in the past, and you can tell a lot of lies about what happened in Athens, and nobody can catch you on them. And there's 4 plots in this play, and that's just what I want to set you up with. And the first plot is with the Duke of Athens, Duke Theseus, and his bride, Hippolyta. And Hippolyta is about to be his bride because he has conquered her in battle. She is an Amazon. And this is played differently in many, many performances that I've never seen. The Duke practically has to carry Hippolyta into matrimony, kicking and screaming. She's his booty in a way. 2, they're having fallen in love with each other. But because of the circumstances of this marriage, it's not dramatized as a passionate relationship. The Duke would be considered the epitome of reason, and Hippolyta would be also very queenly, and whether she agrees to this marriage or not is obviously not head over heels in love with her conqueror. Now, they're waiting for their wedding, and that's 4 days into the future. And so they have to pass the time. And the whole play revolves around the 4 days that Theseus and Hippolyta have to wait for their marriage. And then it gets really intense once they are married towards the end of the play and have to wait for the nighttime when their marriage will be consummated. So that's plot number 1. Plot number 2 is that there are 2 pairs of lovers. And these lovers are young aristocrats, and they are planning to marry, except that one of the ladies has decided she doesn't love the one she thought she loved anymore, wants to get rid of him and marry one of the other guys. And her father is furious. In these plays, very often, a father is a heavy. And in these romantic comedies of Shakespeare's, characters fall in love, they want to get on with it, but some things prevent the consummation of their marriage, something, or impedes the course of true love. That's pretty typical of these plays. So his daughter Hermia wants to marry somebody else. Her father is absolutely furious, and there's a lot. And they all the two partners, the four about to be married people, they run off to the woods, which is a big part of this play. Theseus and Hippolyta pretty much stay in the city where reason prevails, but a lot of these other characters are going to show up in the forest where passion, imagination, blunders, mistakes prevail. Okay, then plot number 3, which I cannot describe without smiling with joy. Plot number 3 are the craftsman clowns in the play. And they're involved. These are what are called rude mechanicals. In Shakespeare's hierarchy, if you work with your hands, you don't have a brain. This is just, traditional stuff. Nobody takes this very seriously, except that Shakespeare's day was very class conscious. And these craftsman clowns are going to want to join in, and they want to put on a play to celebrate the Duke's wedding, while he whiles away the time. And that play is going to be between the Duke's wedding and nightfall. So they want to put on a play, but they don't understand what a play is. What they don't understand in the play is any concepts. What they understand is things of the senses. But don't be surprised if the characters that understand the world of the senses are not only funnier than, but wiser than the characters who think in abstract terms or live a life devoted to reason. And then there's a fourth plot. And the fourth plot has to do with Titania and Oberon. And Titania and Oberon are supernatural figures that live in the forest. They are the irrational, the wonder, the nighttime of us. And they have had a quarrel. They are unbelievably petty. And under their physical beauty, they're unbelievably ugly. And they are fighting over a child that I can't remember right now how they get that child. It's a foundling child of some sort. And if they were left to their own devices, they would pull the child apart to decide who gets this boy. That quarrel has to be resolved. So what we watch is we watch how all these different messes get settled. And then we see one of the most wonderful things you'll ever see on stage, which is the play that the rude mechanicals, the craftsman clowns, the country figures have written to celebrate the nuptials. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? It's hard for me to anticipate what you'd like to know or need to know. You'd probably like me to sit down and let the play proceed. Is there anything at all that, okay. Well, I think everything will become clear when our good actors make it.
Hello. Thank you for your patience. My name is Steve Emmerich. I coordinate the Arts and Corrections program here. We bring in several other programs as well as the Shakespeare performance you're going to see today. As most of you know, we had some complications last week for the scheduled performance, so thank you for coming back. I'll do a few introductions. There's some people I'd like to acknowledge and thank that makes this happen. So I'd like to welcome all of our guests from the outside and all of you from the Education Department attending. I'd like to give special thanks to Warden Wong and his staff for their support of this program and thinking outside the box, allowing a donkey head and many other props that are not part of the day-to-day operation of a state prison. I would like to thank Chaplain Curry for the use of this space and for this event. We have wonderful chairs this year, and it's a great space, you can see. I would like to acknowledge the support of Ted Roberts, the principal of education, and all his staff for their enthusiastic support of the men and this program. I'd like to give special thanks to Soraya for her dedication and commitment to this program. She comes in every week to instruct, guide, and direct these men to perfect the wonderful performance you're about to see today. I'd like to say thank you to Leslie and Bob Courier and to the Marin Shakespeare Company for the continued support of this program, and special thanks to Linnea George for her participation in this project. Nobel laureate Nelson Mandela, who spent 26 years in prison, said, "It never hurts to think too highly of a person. Often they become ennobled and act better because of it." The performance you're about to see personifies Mandela's words and is an excellent example of what rehabilitation is all about. These men have found their ennobled selves because of programs and individuals like Soraya and other artists giving their time and pushing men to give their best. The Dalai Lama says, "With realization of one's own potential and self-confidence in one's ability, one can build a better world." Men involved in these programs are going to go out and help make that better world. And today, we will experience the magic and power of the arts. Thank you for coming.